All right, we're live. I think if anyone's in the comments there, you can tell me that everything sounds amazing or it sounds terrible. Team Go on. How did this happen? Uh, Evo's brainchild or one of you guys?
Hear me? Yep.
Yeah.
Well, we were supposed to head out to Australia for like Down Under Championship, and then I wasn't able to make it. But Tebow said we should like all get together for a team, but wasn't able to happen. I was like, I want to do Wadapalooza. No idea who to do it. Jason asked me to do it, and I was like, hell no. And so we had to put together a good team. So reach out to these guys, and now we're going to do it. So
And there's a nice so far a friendly rivalry between your team and you guys. That's Alan and Jason. They're both Go on athletes.
yeah, Dallon's a good dude.
Oh, okay. So sometimes it's not what you say, it's what you don't say that really matters. All right, Jay, and you came over. When did you arrive here?
Got in Miami on Sunday.
Sunday.
Yeah, so I've been out there for a bit.
Okay.
A bit longer than last year, which is good.
And are you going to like Nashville or anywhere after this?
No, it's summer at home, so I'll be getting straight home on Monday, and yeah, back to.
Good. Billy, we never met. Um, I'm curious to hear. So I've been told that you feel like your English isn't very good.
My English is not good. But I can understand. I can.
Yeah. Like who said that? So I'm in a football team. He's like sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit.
Exactly. We should like.
Nah, his English is good. I'm the second year on the team with Willie, and we haven't had a problem yet. So.
It's the same. He was the same when I talked to him. He was like, "Oh, I'm not sure about my English," and then as soon as you talk to him, you're like, "And your English is perfect." So Willie, what is your story with last year? You put up that you're finished, that you're retiring, and then there was kind of a season, maybe two teams have been on the horizon. Is that happening, or
Yes, last year I just decided to stop my independent for career. I have also a lot of things outside my training. I have also some other business in the state area. So I work a lot now. The training the 2 hours a day, and I feel really good. I want to go team. I like the team, and it's a good occasion. Yeah, and the team it's pretty nice. So again,
what is it about your water pollution? Is it just like it seems like especially teams time and it's like almost obviously there's like when you walk onto the competition floor there's still that thing of like I don't want to mess it up and I want to perform my best, etc. The inner competitor comes out, but it seems like there is a bit of a relaxed vibe. Is that fair?
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I actually haven't competed on the team before. I competed at Wadapalooza for 4 years, from 2016 to 2019, but never done anything like team. But I think a lot of the athletes like this is kind of not the kickoff to the season, but the season's just kind of like right around the corner. Get out, compete, have some fun with it before the season kind of like really gets on the way. You know?
And is that why you wouldn't go individual here then? You'd rather put that out. Like you don't need that kind of litmus test on your own. Yes, you feel.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's exactly why. There's more I didn't do team because I really wanted to, or I didn't do individual because I really wanted to try team. Just kind of nothing like I've never done it before. I've competed here on an individual, never done it on team, and this is kind of like the year to do it. So yeah, just wanted to make sure like I took a little bit more of an off season than I have in the past. That I didn't do road, but wanted to make sure that I was super healthy for the season. I feel great right now. Thought it'd be fun to throw down with the boys.
Yeah. Jay, when are you planning on going to Nashville? Because obviously, like, I feel like if I was in your position, I'd be like, I want to go to that gym and like see what it's like.
Yeah, oh for sure. What they're doing there is pretty crazy. Yeah, I mean, there's some stuff in the works now. Might get there before semi-finals. But we'll see. Otherwise, the plan will be to come over early, probably after semi-finals, and have a big prep for the game.
Do you feel any different now, January 2024, than you did in January 2023, where like previously there was maybe expectation from yourself or like goals from yourself, but now there's probably going to be a weight of expectation from outside of like, well, shit, he did really well last year, so this year he has to do even better than that.
Yeah, and for sure, like you wanna get better each year, like naturally. So, massive night and day difference how I feel coming into this year Wodapalooza compared to last. I think last year's Wodapalooza sort of that like relaxed vibe you were talking about gave me like a realization of not putting the guys around me on like that pedestal and like that I can run with them and all that sort of thing. So in that aspect, it's been really good.
Have you watched any of the behind the scenes from Anya?
I haven't actually.
So there's a lot of the bike race is the one that came out like say yes or Monday or whatever. And there's a lot of talk about you and that surprising people of I think it was Bellner and a few other people were like yeah, it was, Jay was up there and like, well, I didn't really know what to expect from him. I was kind of pleasantly surprised that he kept up with us. Is that kind of do you feel like you have maybe another year of that, another year of surprising people and like, uh, doing better than people maybe expected to do in certain workouts?
Yeah, for sure. Like I mean, I don't feel like I surprised myself last year. It was sort of just like, all right, like this is where we're at now. Like that's where I'm at, sort of building that confidence. And I feel like with starting that one, built like a lot of momentum for the whole weekend too, which is a big thing. But yeah, like I always remind myself that I'm still only like 24 too. I've sort of always been like that late bloomer in school and stuff. So yeah, I hope that it's just the start of something cool.
Did your teachers call you a late bloomer or are you calling yourself?
No, I mean, like, I was just always smaller than everyone at school
Okay,
and
yeah.
stuff. So,
I was going to say, as a teacher, late bloomer is code. That's a code we use. It's like we say, oh, he's a real character. It's like he's not enjoyable to have in the classroom. Willie, your programming and gym, is it WYS or do you say it like with?
Yeah, in French we say with.
Okay, what does that stand for?
It's my gym. And also my programming. And, I'm grateful for a lot of working with me every day. We try to build something really strong in France, and I think we try to do it well, and we continue to do it.
And what are your plans now, say, after Waterloo? What, like, the rest of the year?
We are waiting a baby with my wife. So
Oh, wow, congrats.
normally during between open and first finals. So I don't know what I will able to do, but yeah, it's gonna be a good year, and I really want to do with a good team next year.
Will that be a WIS team or
No, with other athletes. So we are discussing now for the next season, and we want to put strong to try to build this strong team. But normally 2025.
and they'll be the French athletes?
No French athletes.
None.
No.
And then okay, so if you have a baby coming, you're not going anywhere. So that means people are coming to France.
Yeah, but next year in 2025 it will be
No,
easier for me to ask to my wife.
No, it doesn't work like that, man. It doesn't work like that. That's not. That change happens when they're 18, not when they're 1. From experience, I mean, I still don't know how I'm here now. Like from experience, it does not work like that.
I hope my wife will not.
Yeah. Or she might listen and feel pity, be like, I'll prove him wrong. I'll let him go. Yeah. Justin, there's something I want to ask you about. So, historically, in the sport of CrossFit, there's been a male champion for a long time, and then a male champion for a long time. And Ben Smith was like the outlier, kind of in between there. And then when you won, and then when you won again, there was kind of an assumption there that like, oh, here we go, this is another like dominant male athlete that's been around for a long time. Does that talk and that talk that has been since frustrate you? Does it annoy you? Like you pay attention to what people are saying of like, say there was the conversation last year was, oh, he's underperformed and like what's wrong and what's missing or what's not going right. Like pay attention to that kind of stuff. That's what they do.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, you can say that you don't listen to it, but everyone hears it, and I think it's kind of like how you use that talk to school you. Like I love that talk, like I love what everyone's saying this off season. Like every time you're kind of in the workout, in the gym, you remember that for sure and use it as motivation. I think that's the important thing. Like you can listen to the talk as long as it fuels you, but like if you're listening to it and you think that they're right, that's when it starts to kind of like start to get trouble. But like we're in sport, we're in competition, you know. I mean, things happen. I mean, every single year I'm trying to change up my training, trying to be better, trying to like push myself to be the best athlete I can be. And sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't, you know. And I think last year definitely learned a lot, but I 100% know what I'm capable of, and I'm just so pumped to get back out in the competition floor.
And from the games last year, was it just like a stuttering start? Like, just back like your expectations from it? Do you think that the problem in hindsight were the problems in the off season, or was it really just like the Madison?
Yeah, I mean, I think like there's bad events that happen. I mean, I've had bad events before, and you can come back from them. And I think there's obviously like the obvious things of the slow start, first two events, probably my worst two events that I've ever had at the CrossFit Games. But I think there's just a lot of things that kind of compounded. But like every athlete's dealing with it. You can talk to any games athletes. There's bumps, there's bruises, there's injuries, there's bad events. I mean, look at Pat. I mean, he tends to always start out in last place and then ends up on the podium. So it wasn't just the bad start. I mean, there's a lot of things that I could have done a lot better throughout the whole season, and I think I've definitely learned from that, and I think that's like the important thing, you know.
Jay, you're Maddie didn't compete at the games last year. Go that far. Her plan to compete this year, you know?
Yeah, and like with the big change up of us moving to Proven and stuff, like she's that change has excited her too. So yeah, she's definitely like years prior to, she's definitely going okay then.
And then the kind of two sides to that. So on one hand, I feel like would that be frustrating that now you're not the sole focus of the competition? To you that she's not like a Sherpa hanging around at the games carrying stuff. But then on the other side, it's like now you've got a training partner who push you and you can push her and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, even when she wasn't qualifying, I was always pretty proud of the way she handled herself and didn't let it affect me in any way. She was sort of like straight away just sort of let it go and supported me. And she was training with me like right up to the games. It's always good for athletes just to get that different sort of style of training too. But yeah, I was thinking about that the other day actually. Like if she did qualify this year, like I'm gonna have to find someone to replace like her help.
Yeah, you need a third wheel.
Yeah. Which because it's obviously the support you have is a big thing of doing well there. So yeah, I suppose we'll wait and see. And I was hope like in a ideal world, yeah, hopefully I do have to find someone else to fill her place.
Well, if Willie's wife has to leave, he could.
I hope.
Yeah, he'd do a job carrying the bag.
Come hold my bag.
Willie, you put up a video the other day of what was it, 100?
Bad idea.
What was it? 100?
Just an idea we had with my friends. And, was like, okay, let's do 100 snatch at 225 or 220. It's 100 kg, 25 pounds. And we did it the day of Christmas, at the end of the day, after the food.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, he said 100 snatches for those of you that didn't understand.
Thank you,
225 pounds. Power snatches.
After his Christmas dinner. So,
Ridiculous.
Like, yeah, I mean, on Christmas Day, I'm kind of like, oh, cool, I made it off the couch. Like, this is a win. After dinner, you're going doing that. Those kind of things, like social media and stuff, it's obviously a pressure to, more so on these guys maybe than on you. If you said, like, oh, I'm kind of like finished as an individual competing and stuff, there's less pressure for that. But you're still representing your coaching and your gym and that kind of stuff. Is there, do you feel a need to kind of stay relevant and stuff like that and to do like that?
Yes, because I really like to train. So training is like always the best part of my day. And I keep training 2 times a day. Like I said, I think now the training is not the most, maybe it's the moment of the day I have the most pressure to train well and doing things well for my training. Now it's just okay, I'm trying to run my business and my things. So like I'm really fitter than the past years, or I don't know why, but it works like that. So I have less pressure and I train really well. I have no injuries and I feel really good. I'm like okay, so I can compete this year, but yes, I really want to keep competing. But I hope next year and
Did you do anything like say Justin did a powerlifting meet recently? Would you ever do
He
like
did one
you did
like
one?
2 weeks before me.
Oh,
He just smashed all my numbers.
he stole your thunder.
yeah, I did one because of my friend again, and yes, it was really nice. Discover a new score and with new standards, and yeah, it's a good thing. And I will want to do that again in the next year. We do another powerlifting session, maybe in like that.
Maybe a weightlifting event.
Yeah, maybe a way to event.
Just do 100 per time.
Yeah, exactly. I will ask that.
Everyone just has to wait. Well, I've heard the powerlifting meets. It's a lot of like hanging around and waiting. Was that a long day?
It was a long night. The event started at 5 p.m. So like at the start of the flight. So I lifted
The
it.
opposite of a CrossFit event.
Oh my gosh, I lifted at 6, like 8:45, and like 10:30,
Wow.
and I had fuse before the first lift, a rain before the next one, and I think another rain before the last lift. So I had
What day of the week was this?
Sunday.
So you went to sleep on Tuesday.
Yeah, no, it was ridiculous. And you got like I got selected for random drug testing at like 11:30 at night. Oh yeah, super random. There's 2 of us that were selected at the powerlifting meet, and then CrossFit called me that morning before the powerlifting meet and said I got randomly selected also for drug testing. So I got
Are you able to use both? Like,
no,
both?
I got drug tested at like midnight for the powerlifting meet, and then at like 9 a.m. the next morning for CrossFit.
I love the idea of the CrossFit guy being like, I mean, I've never seen this much caffeine in a blood test.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, it was cool. So I got 2 drug tests in like 12 hours.
And how do you feel it went? Like, were you happy with it?
Oh, I was super happy. I mean, I had one missed lift. I made my opening attempt deadlift. My second attempt, I pulled 600, and I made the lift CrossFit standards, but they have to give you a down signal. And I stood up and I started to go down, and he didn't say down yet, so I stood back up, and then he said down, and I said it down. So that lift got red light, so it didn't count.
Sounds like you're deadlift and a half.
I know. So then I was like, do I go up and wait? But if I went up and wait, then that lift wouldn't have counted for powerlifting, even though I counted it personally. But I redid that lift for my third just to be sure, and got it. So
Ellie was down to compete here and she picked on. She got her at the back and got 100% or
yeah, I mean, I think the hardest decision was that like she probably could have competed and done the weekend, but it's like what's most important, about the season. If you want to compete at Wadapalooza, or do you want to like showcase, like she could have competed, but I think she would have had to take certain events a little bit conservative, and that's just not how she competes. Like when she's out there, she wants to show everybody all that hard work that she's done all off season. And I think that was the same feeling about the games. Like she got hurt halfway through, but she's progressed so much as an athlete, and she feels like she hasn't been able to show that like this whole past year. So I think this gearing up for the season, just like, hey, I want to hit the ground running. I want to show everybody all this work that I've put in, and that's going to start at the Open. So like super pumped for her.
I guess you don't want to in August. You don't want to have regrets. I should have wanted.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you don't want to be lingering with an injury throughout the whole season, And I think it was a super tough decision because she technically, yes, probably could have competed and been okay. Took some of the events conservative, but like you don't want to be doing that in competition. You just want to go out there guns a-blazing and kind of crush it. So she'll be back.
Are you in? Well, you've done after your powerlifting, and now this event as a team. You will have gone through the off season without competing at all before semifinals. Have you done that before?
No, but this is definitely the least amount that I've competed. But I think kind of like putting the powerlifting meet on the schedule, doing this for a schedule, like it gives you something to like train for, and you hear everyone talk about this and that, me not competing or me doing a powerlifting meet and all those stuff. And it's definitely motivation. I think like doing my strength programming, knowing that I'm going to be doing a powerlifting meet, it's like, no, like I want to show up. I want to hit my numbers that I set out. I said I wanted to deadlift 600, back squat 500, and bench 300, which all would have been PRs for me. I mean, the bench technically no, because like my coach always said, like take 15 pounds off your max for the lift because you have to pause on your chest, and then they give you an up signal. So it's definitely no bounce or anything like that. So
How long is it on?
it just depends. They look for the bar to be completely motionless, and then they give you an up signal. So it could be like legit like 1 second. It could be like 2 or 3, but like you can't just relax at the bottom and let it sit on your chest. Like it's just like hovering kind of on your chest and then you press it. So that was something different. Never done that before, like even in my training leading up. So, but able to like hit that 500 mark on bench or squat. Never done that before, and same thing on deadlift. So yeah, it was just super cool to kind of have that to train for, and then plus being able to throw down with these guys. Like definitely don't want to be the weak link. Hopefully it's one of them.
Jay, when you're moved proven, say like 18 months ago or so, um, are the little tweaks and stuff, are there still more tweaks happening, still more like little 1% that you're finding, or is it getting kind of harder now to find the unturned stones that you need to get to the next level?
Yeah. Well, for sure. Like, there's always little things that I like try to fix myself, but yeah, the big one for me was just the volume. Like, sort of open my eyes. Like, instead of training, like 3 hours a day for the games, it's like they're like 8 hour days. And yeah, I mean, when I get together with the guys from Proven, there's always stuff that we can iron out for sure. But yeah, just training away at the moment.
And those 8 hour days, like, are they constant when they start?
Oh no, lad. I think I just call it like it's like training for the games. It probably takes us like that amount of time to get through all the training in a day. But yeah, it's like this time of year, it's less. It's probably like half that.
Um, and then I bet I'd be remiss if I didn't mention progress. So, are you advised them make as much percent as they have? Like, it's really made a splash for that.
Yeah, yeah, I would say because I was with them 3 years ago, and a mate from Perth reached out to me and goes, "Oh, there's this group brand or whatever," and I was like, "Oh, here we go." Like one of those ones, like a few people reaching out, but yeah, so they sent me a grip, and I tried it, and I basically just told them how it was. I said change this, and then like within a month they sent it back, did exactly what I said, and I was like, oh, these guys are listening, like it could be good. And yeah, to see where they are now, to answer your question, is pretty crazy. Like from Perth, Australia, which is pretty segregated itself over in Western Australia, what they're doing is pretty cool.
They're obviously really clever though as well. Like, I've kind of spoken to them a bit that they're intelligent and the athletes the podcast they sponsor are moronic. The athletes that they sponsor are incredibly wise. Willie, so when you announce that you're finishing competing as an individual, do you notice is there any change of like people around you, like sponsors just pull back, or are like is everybody as supportive as Gowater? Be like Tebow and Gowater, like no matter what.
Yeah, I think we go out.
So we lost. I think we lost audio. You guys can still hear us. We lost audio on the live stream, but it seems to be back. So if it's back, you can tell us it's back. Because I can't actually hear anything. I think it's okay. No. Go ahead.
I don't know what the deal is.
All right. Well, look, we'll continue going, and then hopefully.
I don't know. Good. Okay. Apparently, the statistics department from Friendly Fitness says it's back. Um. So the competition itself then this week, um, is there a workout in particular that as a boost you're like, all right, this is
Um, well, we've only tested one yesterday, and we've sort of only
That's
just
all you
started
tested
playing.
so far?
Yeah, like
All right.
as a team, I
that's
think
gonna
we've
be your
been
best and worst.
yeah we've been like messaging back and forth on like over the last couple of weeks on what we've tested and stuff. But yeah, I think after this we might go play with a worm a bit more and maybe decide what one's going to be a good one for us.
Yeah. Is there any on paper? Is there any that as like obviously you've done this before, like this time as a team.
It's a stacked field, man. That top heat.
Mute the mic, it turns off the roadcaster. I don't even know if that's ever happened in the history of electronics. Anyway, we can just keep going. All right, screw it. Well, how can you're giving me a thumbs up like you can hear me, but it's muted on this? Is there a delay though? Okay, how far? 10 minutes? 2 seconds. Perfect. Enjoy it twice. All right, Willie, with a child on the way, then what have you accepted that there's going to be limitations on your training and that kind of stuff? Or are you the type of person, like, have you got a set routine every day where you're like, all right, 6 a.m. I get up and I train, and that's not changing for anything?
Yes, I have to have a good organization, especially since 1 year with my programming is going way bigger than I thought. So it's like I need more people around me. I need to work more, and so it took me maybe 1 year to be really organized with that. And maybe last year it was maybe tough for me to train like as I want. So that's why it was complicated. But I made some choices, and it was good choices. So I think for next year it's going to be a good organization again, and I will have to negotiate with my wife to train maybe where I want when I want. So I will try, but yes, I really like to train early in the morning and to work really early in the morning before my training too. And I will say yes, but I have to negotiate with my wife to train as I want.
Yeah. You've said that a few times. I have to negotiate with my wife. We're getting a real insight into your marriage. When you released your programming and stuff and like put it out, were you nervous about like it being judged and other people seeing it as stuff?
No, I'm not really nervous. Programming is something I really like since I started CrossFit. So I programmed myself since 2016, and so I like to learn new things about programming. I like to discover new way of programming, not only in CrossFit, for example, in powerlifting. I learned a lot to try to be ready for my powerlifting competition, like Justin. And so I really like to program, and it's something I really want to do for the next year. And I try to share my knowledge, and so I will try to do it with all the good people I have around me with CrossFit and with programming. And we try to help lots of French athletes and European athletes to become better every day. Not only really good athletes, some athletes are just like want to train for 60 minutes per day. And,
People like me, you can say it. People
yeah,
like me.
I would say people like Thibaut, but right?
Well, he was not expecting that shot to be fired. Justin, you put out some stuff as well on Beyond the Whiteboard, is that right? You put out some of your programming?
Yeah. I mean, I do some workouts and then kind of just like put those out for people that want to kind of give them a shot.
And is that work as that you think, oh, this could be fun, or is that work as that I did this morning? Here's what I did.
Yeah, no, it's like on the app, like all my programming's on there, or I guess Adam's programming, but you can just control which ones people see, and kind of like every week, every couple of weeks, I try to just kind of make one public for people to kind of check out, try, race me. They actually got a sweet feature on it where they have a like the app with the workout on it, and as I go through, right when I finish the row, I click it and it puts the time for the row. I do my thrusters, click it, has the time for the thrusters, do my burpees. Let's say it's a 3-round workout. You can log on and hit go, and you can race my shadow. So you'll have your phone up and you'll be rowing, and it'll show you when I finish my row, and then it'll show you when I finish the thrusters. It'll show me when I finish the burpees, and you can try to race me.
So if I'm doing that with you, and I start pulling on the rower, and then when you finish, I say, that's physically impossible, there's something wrong with my phone, this doesn't make sense, it's clearly a glitch. I'm like emailing Mo, being like, there's something wrong with the app.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. I mean, they have like live features on it too, where like, let's say all 3 of us wanted to test one of the workouts, we could all hop on the app, push go, and then we would all see where each other are at live on the workout. Like they could see freaking Jay hop off the rower faster than me. See freaking Willie hit 100 snatches at 220 and realize I'm on rep 3 and he's at 75.
With this kind of rivalry on Instagram between Jason Allen and, well, Ricky Mack hasn't said much, but he's busy for the next couple of days. But that is there. So on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being it's purely piss taking, like, you know, it's all friendly, and then 10 being like, no, we legitimately hate them. Where are we falling with this rivalry?
Just like a friggin' ping pong ball bouncing between all of them.
So if you're talking to Dallin, it's a 1. If you're talking to Jason, it slides up to your
Yeah, you know, just maybe bumps up a couple notches. Who knows? But no, it's all good. It's good fun. They're good guys.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've always wondered what that phrase "through grit and teeth" meant, and now I literally have a visual for it.
No, it's fun. It's good.
Well, listen, I said I do half an hour. We're just gone over half an hour, so thank you for stopping by. There's a little QR code if you're watching. This is useless to you guys, but if you're watching online, there's a little QR code in the corner. If you scan that, it will open up a free trial with GoWad, so you can test your mobility, see what your limitations are, and then if you're like me, you can just ignore it, and then test it again another 6 months and be curious as to why it hasn't improved.
What's your GoWad score?
76, I think. I think I'm 71.
I think I'm 72. we're all passing students. C grade.
I think I'm like 70. I thought you guys were going to be like way higher.
Well, it's like my like shoulders are at 100, and then like post chain might be at 40.
Yeah, I think all of mine is at like 68.
Yeah.
Like across
Hey,
the board.
consistency.
Yeah.
That's what matters.
Low bar consistency. Yeah. Well, thanks very much, guys. I really appreciate it. Good luck this weekend. Enjoy. I hope you curb stomp Team
Oh,
Tier. Yeah. And thank you everybody for watching and watching online. Sorry about the sound cutting out, but you know that's just the reality of the world that we live in.